Right, grade 12. On this section, we'll be looking at the November 2020 question paper, and we'll be looking at the work on trigonometry. Precisely, we'll be looking at question number 6. Question number 6 alone had 24 marks, and the rest of trigonometry, that is question number 5, 6, and 7, it was having 42 marks. So we need to give trigonometry the respect that it deserves. We need to treat it with respect. Let me also remind you, guys, may you also subscribe to this channel as well as to comment. If you need any work that I should treat for you, please may you indicate that in the comment section. Also remember to like this video. Right, so as we start, we're going to exactly start with question number 6.1. If you look at question number 6.1, it's saying there in the diagram, P has the coordinates minus 5 and 12, and T lies on the positive x-axis. There we are given that P or T, so we must also always know that the angle is measured from the positive axis, and we are told that this is theta degrees. So that is the situation, and so as we proceed there, we need also to be able to pick up our formulas. Can I just remind you that in terms of x, y, and r, what are we saying? We are saying that if you are looking for sine theta, is given by x, sine theta is given by y over r, and again we are saying cos theta is equals to x over r. Then if you are looking for tan theta is equals to y over x. Then lastly, most important also, we are saying x squared plus y squared is equals to r squared. R will simply be the distance. In this case, it is the distance OP. So we already know that our x is equals to minus 5 and our y is equals to 12. So what we are left with now is we must now find our r. Now as we find our r, we are saying here our r squared is equals to x squared plus y squared, which is to say r squared equals to minus 5 squared plus 12 squared, minus 5 squared, that's 25, then 12 squared, that's 144, 25 plus 144, that gives us 169, and square root of 169 is 13. So which means here we are saying my r equals to square root of 169, which is equals to 13. So that is the distance here. We say our r equals to 13. So that's the most important thing. Now the first question is saying 6.1.1. It's saying calculate the value of tan theta. Tan theta, we are saying here is tan theta. So that's 6.1.1. So tan theta will now be equals to, with the formula that I have given you, we have said tan theta is equals to y over x, and our y in this case, our y is equals to 12, and our x is minus 5, which is equals to minus 12 over 5. Remember, you should not allow your denominator to be negative. So make sure that your denominator is always positive. You take the negative to the numerator. Right, now 6.1.2. Question now 6.1.2. Question 6.1.2 is saying here calculate the value of cos theta. So which means here we are saying here cos theta will now be equals to the formula for cos theta. We from above there, we have already done it. We said cos theta is equals to x over r, which is now equals to, in this case, our x is equals to minus 5. You can agree with me there, x is minus 5. So which means in this case, it will be equals to minus 5 over our r. We said it's 13. So which means this becomes our cos theta. And can you see it also makes sense for cos theta here to be minus 5 over 13 to be negative, because we are in quadrant number 2 and we know that cos indeed is negative. Right, let's look now at the next question. The next question is saying here if sine A, if S, so we are, which means we are creating another point S. So we are saying point S somewhere there. We are saying point S has the coordinates. The coordinates of S are A and B. And now here is a point in the third quadrant such that TOS, that is TOS, it has 90 plus theta. So which means the whole of this angle, let me remove this part now, which means here the whole of this angle is now in this case 90 plus theta. That's how big the new angle is. And we are also given that OS, that is our new R here, is equals to 6.5. So the question is saying calculate the value of B. So if you can look at B, B is our y coordinate and we are looking for it. So which means we come back here of these three formulas here, we look for the one that is having, that is using y as well as R. Remember R, we already know that is 6.5. So we want the formula that has a y, which will allow us to get a B and the R. And we indeed will find that it is sine theta. But in this case now, our new angle is not just sine theta, but it's sine of 90 plus theta. So which means here it now becomes sine of 90 plus theta is equals to, we know the formula, we are saying it's equals to y over r. But we again now, if we can look at this, we can see that we are looking for B. So let's do our substitutions now. So which means now it actually now means sine 90 plus theta is equals to our y is the B that we are looking for, divided by r. R is the radius, and we said the new radius is 6.5, which now implies that then now we are looking for sine of 90 plus theta. If you look at now sine 90 plus theta, sine 90 plus theta is in quadrant number 2, and sine is positive in that quadrant. But remember, as long as there's a 90 degrees or a 270, sine changing, my sine must change to a cos. So which means sine 90 plus theta, when I simplify it, it simply becomes cos theta. So we are saying cos theta is equals to B over 6.5. Therefore, and now going back here, we have already calculated what is cos theta. We can see to it that cos theta here, we have found it here. We said cos theta is equals to minus 5 over 13. So from there, we now say it's now equals to, we now say my cos theta is minus 5 over 13. So which means here we say cos theta is minus 5 over 13 is equals to B over 6.5. Then here I must make B the subject, which now means here I multiply this side by 6.5. Therefore, which means it will be B. Actually, it now means B is equals to minus 5 over 13 times 6.5. Then here we can see that 6.5, 1 there into 13, 6.5 into 13 here, it gets there 2. So which means in this case my B will be equals to minus 5 over 2. Good. So that's it. Now, so this is very important, and this question was carrying about how many marks? Because it was carrying 4 marks, and it's on question 6.1.3. Right, now let's go to the next question. The next question now, it's also a very important question, and it's saying determine without using a calculator the value of the following trigonometric expression. the value of the following trigonometric expression. So we can see to it that on this question we are having the trigonometric expression, and let me just rewrite it again. So it's saying it's sine of 2x cos of minus x plus cos of 2x sine 360 minus x all over sine of 180 plus x. Right, if you look at this question, it's also another question that we can easily score and get a lot of marks. So can you see here, there's a double angle here, sine 2x, there's a cos 2x here, and can you see it's quite tempting that we just expand because we know the double angle formulas, but it's not as that. Look here, I have two ratios, I have a sine and a cos. I have a cos and a sine already here, which means I must make more use of compound angles rather than double angles. So keep your sine 2x the way it is, which now means here it will be now equals to, I'll keep the sine 2x for now, sine 2x multiplied by my cos of minus x. You will agree with me that cos of minus x is equals to cos of x, plus here cos 2x multiplied by sine of 360 minus x. 360 minus x is in quadrant number form, and sine is negative there, which means it becomes minus sine of x. Everything divided by 180 plus x. It's 180 plus x is in quadrant number 3, and sine is negative there, so which means the answer becomes minus sine x. Right, let's you see here I put brackets because I'm simply multiplying them out, so which now means here going forward this now becomes which is now equals to sine 2x cos x plus cos 2x multiplied by sine x. But because that sign is negative, which means this positive will change to a negative sign. Right, so which now means in this case, as we move on, then we say divided by minus sine x. Right, look here, as we do this, we would find to it that this sine x, sorry, this sine 2x cos 2x cos x sine x. Can you see that it becomes simply the double angle expansion for cos? So which means in this case is going to be so the double angle expansion for sine. Remember we have sine, what does it say? It says sine a plus or minus b is equals to sine a cos b plus or minus cos a sine b. So which means here, so this now becomes now equals to sine of 2x cos x. Okay, actually let's just write it in full, which means it becomes sine of open bracket. You can see that our a is 2x here, so it becomes 2x minus our b is x all over minus sine x, which in this case will now be equals to sine of open bracket, in this case 2x minus x, which is x, so it simply becomes sine of x divided by minus sine x, which is now equals to sine x divided by minus sine x, which is equals to minus 1. So the answer becomes minus 1. Right, so that was a very important question there. Now let's move on. The next question now is asking us on let's look at the next question. Yes, there we are. The question is on the general solution. Some of the questions, the general solution is a topic where we must all be able to get marks. So can you see it's sine 6 sine squared x plus 7 cos x minus 3 is equals to 0. As you do this question, you must be able to note that we are having a cos here and a sine squared here, which means we must convert the sine squared to a cos. Therefore it becomes what do we use? That is to say sine squared x is equals to 1 minus cos squared x. Good. Therefore from there, that is to say it now becomes which now implies in this case 6 open bracket, in place of writing sine squared we now put 1 minus cos squared x plus 7 cos x minus 3 is equals to 0. Good. Then from there it's clear we have now to expand the bracket, which is 6 minus 6 cos squared x plus 7 cos x minus 3 minus 3 is equals to 0, which now means going forward that now becomes minus 6 cos squared x plus 7 cos x. 6 minus 3, it gives us plus 3, it's equals to 0. Then from there we now divide by minus 1, which is now implies that there it now becomes 6 cos squared x minus 7 cos x plus 3. Actually it's minus 3 is equals to 0. Right, now can you see that it's now having all in terms of cos there and cos there, so which means it becomes a nice quadratic equation. So solving it now, it's which I normally encourage learners to use factorization if they can. If they can't, you can simply use the quadratic formula. Maybe let's look at the quadratic formula for now. That is to say it becomes, so I'm solving for cos x, which means it's now equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 ac all over 2a. That is to say my cos of x is equals to minus, my b is minus 7 plus or minus the square root of minus 7 squared minus 4 a. What's my a? My a is 6 multiplied by minus 3, everything over 2 multiplied by a, which is 6. That's it. Then from there we use our Casio, we punch it into the Casio. That is to say it now becomes, in this case, cos of x is equals to, punching it up, it now means in this case it becomes cos x is equals to, you may check for me there, it must give me in this case 3 over 2, or cos x is equals to minus, in this case 1 over 3. Now going forward, which now means we are saying, can you see cos of x, cos of 3 over 2, we cannot find it, there's no solution, so this one has no real solution. Now from there we look at this one, it now means this gives us a cos of minus 1 over 3, which means our x will now be equals to, again you must be able to punch into the calculator and find what's your x using the calculator. That is to say our x, you can check for me, in this case it will be equals to 109.47. that is the angle. So from there, since the question said find the general solution and we are dealing with a cos, we know cos, we now say plus k 360. And now, or we are saying therefore, or also my x is now equals to 360 minus 109. 360 minus 109.47 plus k 360, which therefore simplifies to 360 minus 109. It now means my x is equals to 2. In this case it will be 250 point so the answer here will be 250.53 plus k 360. So this will be the final answer for our general solution. And don't forget to write that our k is an element of integers. Our k is an element of integers. So that's how you express that part. Now let's look at the last aspect for the question paper, that is saying we are now looking at question number 6.4. Question 6.4, in this case it's saying given, this is another question again where you are supposed to think, in this case outside the box. It's saying given that cos a, given that x plus 1 over x is equals to cos a. Here we are. And also x squared plus 1 over x squared is equals to 2. Those are the two important parts, which then use the value of cos 2a, determine the value of cos 2a without using a calculator. So in this case, can you see, we want to find the cos. So the thinking must be, we are looking for cos 2a. We are looking for cos 2a. But what are we given? Can you see that we are also given a cos somehow here? Which therefore means in this case we must make use of the double angle identity for cos. That is to say, the double angle identity for cos, it becomes the one with a cos, of course, it will be 2 cos squared a minus 1. So one thing that we need to do is we must create a cos squared here. We must create a cos squared. So for us to create a cos squared, it means we are going to use the identity x plus 1 over x is equals to 3 cos a. This is just given, not an identity, of course. So which means for us, as we do it, we must be able to, we square both sides. Why are we squaring both sides? We want to create a cos squared. So which means here the left hand side, x plus 1 over x squared, this becomes x squared plus, expanding this, it becomes 2 multiplied by x multiplied by 1 over x plus 1 over x squared. We are saying it's equals to 9 cos squared a, which is now equals to, expanding, simplifying here, this part here, it means it becomes x squared plus x cancels with x, so which means it becomes plus 2 plus 1 over x squared is equals to 9 cos squared a. Now going forward, it now means here we are saying this is now equals to, let's take this closer, that is to say x squared plus 1 over x squared plus 2 equals to 9 cos squared a. If you look at this, you'd find to it that we are saying this x squared plus 1 over cos, well, plus 1 over x squared, that part alone, we are given that result, we are told that is 2. So which means in place of this, we are saying this becomes a 2 plus 2 is equals to 9 cos squared a. So going forward and simplifying it, it now means in this case 2 plus 2, that's a 4. So which means 4 is equals to 9 cos squared A, which now implies there that our cos squared, which now means that our cos squared A is equals to, we divide both sides by 9 here, which means it will be 4 over 9. Now going forward, the question is looking for cos 2A. So we have agreed that cos 2A is equals to 2 cos squared A minus 1, which now implies in this case to say our cos 2A is equals to 2 into my cos squared A, we said it's 4 over 9. Cos squared is equals to 4 over 9 minus 1. Therefore, going forward, this now implies in this case 2 times 4 over 9. You can check with the calculator, that is to say it becomes 8 over 9 minus 1. And now 8 over 9 minus 1, which means it's simply to say, you can just simply use your calculator to say 8 over 9 minus 1, or 1 minus 9, then the answer must be negative, which means in this case the answer will be 8 over 9 minus 1, which means the answer becomes minus 1 over 9. Good. So this was a very important question, and you were supposed to actually think outside the box. So as we can see to it that simply the work on trigonometry is very important work. We must always give it the respect that it deserves. Let's keep pushing, let's keep working, and let's work hard as we prepare. Please, trigonometry carries a lot of marks, and we must give it the respect that it deserves. Thank you, and may our good God bless you.